The culture is changing, it's changing fast. Greg Gutfeld and Bill Maher, two comedians, two men that I would have to call, and I'm not embarrassed to say it because I've lived in these worlds, I like them. I love Bill Maher. I've been on Bill Maher's show. I love Greg Gutfeld. I love these guys. They're good guys. Let me know in the comments in the chat which ones you like and what your views are, you ravenous, mad lunatics, you. Now, let's have a look at this conversation between Maher and Gutfeld on Gutfeld's Fox show and note how figures that were once plainly representative of one of the two parties in the institutions of government in the United States of America are now finding new peripheral positions that afford alignment, which I believe is an indicator that we will increasingly see independent political voices emerge and real challenges to established and institutionalized power, which is, of course, an enormous threat and the sort of thing that will get censored and shut down. Let's have a look at Greg Gutfeld and our man Bill Maher chatting away now.
So far, so fun?
I have a few quibs.
Okay, go for it. Quib away, Mr. Quib.
Well, I mean, I agree that it's great that we're talking. I agree that we agree on some things. We're not exactly aligned on the most important things, which is basically Trump is someone who does not concede elections. That's the most important thing.
Yeah.
You don't seem to see it that way. That's the most important thing that's going on in this country. He didn't concede the last election. He's not going to concede this election.
You don't know that. You don't see into the future, Bill. I don't see your crystal ball.
Yeah, I did.
Bill Maher's getting a lot of people giving him pushback, isn't he, these days? He's just had the Bill Burr conversation where Bill Burr, yeah, well, what you saying? You don't know, you're like an armchair quarterback.
Let's go to Russia and the Ukraine. How do you solve that one, Bill?
And now he's got to have Gutfeld digging him out.
I did, because I was the only one who was talking about that way back when. And everybody said, oh, you smoke too much pot. Turned out I smoked just the right amount of pot.
There's no right amount.
But can you really picture this guy going, you know what? I lost. That's it.
But the Democrats didn't concede, did they, either? Actually, they dogged Trump's term in office with constant untrue Russiagate claims rather than acknowledging that Hillary Clinton was almost essentially unpopular because of her own deplorable attitude to ordinary American people and her ongoing connections with globalist power and globalist figureheads like George Soros, and refusing to acknowledge the fact that she's widely regarded as a sort of warmongering politician who's not particularly likable and is a representative of a political class that's falling apart, that people simply don't want anymore. People want change. And Trump is, if nothing else, unusual.
He did. He left.
He left because he had to leave, because he couldn't.
Yes, but that's how it works.
Well,
what do you think? He's going to, like, board up the White House? Pull a straw dogs with Dustin Hoffman?
Well, last time he thought the other Republicans would back him up. When he called that guy in Georgia and said, I need 11,000 votes, I want you to find them.
He said find. He didn't say create. He said find.
Well, that's the same thing.
No, it's not. You don't say on an Easter egg hunt, I want you to create some Easter eggs.
We have a show here. Like, we are polarized. I don't think we can deny that. The point is that we can also be friends. That's it. Right. We can't. Let's not pretend that these disagreements are not profound. Let's just say, okay, they are profound, but you know what? There's 90 other things we could talk about which we wouldn't disagree on. And I can't hate you. I've said it a million times. You can hate Trump. You can't hate all the people who like him. It's half the country. Yeah. And I am certainly not blind to Donald Trump's faults. I get it, why people choose to vote for him. Somebody who's conservative once said to me, what you liberals don't get about Trump is that we don't like him either. We just see him as a bulwark against the nonsense on the left. And I understand that, because there is a lot of nonsense on the left, and that's in my book, too.
Yes.
My book.
Your book. So Bill Maher and Greg Gutfeld communicating is an indication that there is at least conversation taking place, and also a willingness, I would say, from both sides of the, should we call it the political aisle? Why don't we call it the political aisle? To sort of acknowledge, tacitly or otherwise, but there's a huge number of people that are enormously dissatisfied with American politics. And indeed, when you see that the way that Trump has been tried, the way that the case against him is falling apart, it's difficult not to concede that this isn't because Trump is a sort of an extraordinarily lucky Mr. Magoo figure, but because the case that's been everything constructed against him is absolutely bloody ridiculous and an attempt to shut down a political opponent rather than the pursuit of the concept of justice, which increasingly seems abstract in an amoral political and cultural environment. But that's just what I think. Why don't you let me know what you think in the comments and the chat? Debt can bring sleepless nights. Insanely high interest credit card loans and repayments are very difficult to make, almost impossible. There is a way out though. There is a way to be free from the debt trap. You've heard me talk about this trap. Now here's a solution. The organization that used to be known as Pivotal Debt Solutions are now known as Zero Debt USA, and they have an aggressive, new strategy to end debt faster. Zero Debt USA cut or eliminate interest. They help you owe less and get rid of all of the letters, threatening phone calls, all that stuff. They find solutions to end your debt permanently. Talk to Zero Debt USA for free to find out how fast they can help you get out of debt and into some sensible financial management. Visit zapmydebt.com. That's zapmydebt.com. Zapmydebt.com. Thank you. Hey, thanks for watching. If you want to see more uncensored content where free speech can flourish, join our live stream. Click the link right here to watch the next video if you want to, or become a member of a growing movement. Download the Rumble app and you'll be informed every time we make a new piece of content. Stay free.